show 'em what the game be. Time to show 'em what my name be. The boy real, that's the thing, never changing me. And talking down to the kids just makes me angry. At first I was the underdog.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event, and it is for the NICW World Title. Introducing first, the challenger, weighing 228 pounds from the Star City of Roanoke, Virginia. He is the current reigning Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. This is the Yellow Man, Bobby Yela. And his opponent, the reigning NICW World Champion, weighing in at 286 pounds. Now wrestling out of Bluefield, West Virginia, this is Eric the Lariat Steele.
Fans, I am Joe Brody, and I'm coming to you here on this Rumble exclusive matchup, and I am joined on commentary by a young man who's just recently made his debut here in APW, Bryson Phipps, and welcome to the broadcast booth here.
Thank you for having me.
Bryson, I know that you wanted to be out here to get an up-close view of this title match because these guys have two title belts, and I'm sure that you want to get an opportunity against. And, man, you gave it to Jeff Paul for that American heavyweight title. Everything he could handle tonight, you just came up just a little bit short.
Yeah, absolutely. I really would like a shot at either of these titles. Two great performers, and Jeff Paul was a little too much for me tonight. I'd like to see him again, too.
Well, I tell you what, we're in a matchup now. NICW troubleshooter referee Phil Canterbury assigned to this match, sent here by the NICW Competition Committee, and we've got a collar and elbow lock up in the center of the ring. Eric Steele using that superior size and strength to bull his opponent back into the corner. That's something you're a little bit familiar with. I saw you do that with Jeff Paul earlier tonight.
Absolutely. You cannot teach size. You cannot teach strength. I guess you can, but you can definitely not teach size.
Respectful, clean break right there from both of these guys, and I don't know how well you know Bobby Yela or Eric Steele, but both these guys veterans, both of them are getting up into that 20-year range in the business, and Eric Steele has that title for a reason, Bryson.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not too familiar with either, but I do understand these are two amazing performers that we're seeing here right now.
Well, right now we've got Bobby Yela was able to, in that collar and elbow lockup, he used his actual smaller height to his advantage. He got underneath Eric Steele and was able to bull him back into the corner, and right now Steele back in charge.
Absolutely. Yela's using his size advantage, I guess, in the opposite way as Steele is right now. Both putting on a clinic right now for us.
Backs his man into the corner and up and over, and an arm drag right there. That's what Bobby Yella's going to need to do. He's going to have to use his speed, his quickness, and his agility against this man who goes up close to that 300-pound range, as you do yourself, young man. And I know that you're going to be very interested in who's going to come out on top. And right there, we had a series of arm drags right there. Eric Steele tried to arm drag Bobby Yela out. Yela just hung on and flipped the man over. And right now the referee's saying, asked Eric Steele if he wanted to give it up, and obviously not at this point.
Absolutely. Yela is using his speed advantage against Steele right now to create an advantage, and as long as he can keep Steele on his toes, I think he has a good shot at this one.
Well, I tell you what a man as powerful and as experienced as Eric Steele, I've known the man myself for well over 20 years, and as I mentioned earlier, he has that world title for a reason. He went through the tournament, And he actually defeated the man you wrestled earlier tonight, Jeff Paul, in the finals of that tournament to win that belt. So he went through a lot of people in the NICW to get the title. He's been the champion now about 2 months, and he's traveling. He defended the title just last week, I know, in Bluefield for a PWL event, and he's defending it again this coming Saturday, 2 days from now, in northern West Virginia for the RSW promotion. So, traveling champion.
He's an absolute workhorse, really works hard at it.
I tell you what, I'm going to be honest with you, not so much in physique, but more in style and attitude. He reminds me a lot of a man who was the world heavyweight champion multiple times when I was a young fan, Harley Race. Harley Race was a great champion and former 7-time NWA world heavyweight champion, and Eric Steele has a lot of the same qualities.
Absolutely. It's an example of don't judge a book by its cover. These guys might not look intimidating, but I promise they will be able to knock you down and drag you out.
He just bowled right over Bobby Yela right there. Yela dropped down. Off he comes and right back into that arm drag. And I do believe that this crowd here in the Mountain State Sportatorium is firmly behind Bobby Yela and his challenge tonight.
Absolutely. It's late, and they're still getting very much behind Yela, who is still doing a good job keeping Steele on his toes, using his speed advantage.
If he can use that agility, that like I know he can, and I know you mentioned earlier you don't know either one of these men very well, but Bobby Yela is a man that's not afraid to mix it up with fisticuffs, and neither is Eric Steele. They both walk the line. Oh, my God, that headbutt to the midsection right into the ribs. Did you see that?
Oh, absolutely. That's a devastating move, especially coming someone from his size.
Yela recovered quickly with an arm drag right there. Not going to let that hold him down long. Excellent camera work right here in the Mountain State Sportatorium. And you fans joining us here on our Rumble exclusive each and every week, our main event match that is not on television, we bring to you here on Rumble.com at American Pro Wrestling TV, and we're glad to have you joining with us and hope that someday that you can make it. Oh, my God, did you see that shot? Bryson, he just rattled his teeth right there.
Yeah, I don't think Yela's going to be smiling as much as he has today after that one. That looked devastating.
And Steele, as I mentioned earlier, he is like a great white shark. Once he smells blood in the water, and he's going after Bobby Yela with everything he's got right now.
I think right now it's important for him to stay on top of Yela if he wants to succeed. If he lets Yela have space, he's not going to win.
I want to let our fans know that someone who's competed and was actually in the tournament for the NICW title is going to be returning here to the Mountain State Sportatorium very soon. One Pony Johnson, and I don't know if you've got an opportunity to see him, but Pony Johnson stands about 6'4" and about 290 pounds, and it is all muscle. The man's got about 4.5% body fat on him, and he is a veteran as well, and I know he's going to want to take on somebody for some title here.
Absolutely. He sounds like an absolute horse. He's on my only second week here, but I'm telling you, there are so many people here that I want to get in that ring with.
Well, right now, we've got a matchup in the ring, and these guys are letting each other have it, and they both said they were going to bring it in this match. And, fans, I'm going to let you guys know something. This is the very first singles match between these two competitors ever.
Go ahead.
Both men know each other. They've wrestled each other. They've wrestled with each other on events for years. But, man, Eric Steele just drove all of that weight into him right now. But, fans, you're seeing the very first singles matchup ever between these two competitors.
Wrestling alongside someone and wrestling someone are very different, Joe. And I just think that when you know somebody so well, it's hard to gain that advantage.
Absolutely. But these guys know each other. They've actually ridden in the car together to events. And, they know each other, but they both said that title belt is the most important thing to both of them. And we know that Bobby Yela wants it. He has had an opportunity once before, about a year ago, maybe even a little over a year ago. He got an opportunity against then-champion Dragon Scott Lee in a street fight in Stewart, Virginia, and came up just a little bit short in that matchup. But since then, he bounced back, and he's a top challenger. He's got that Mid-Atlantic title.
Well, you know how they say that blood is thicker than water? Well, gold is a whole lot heavier than blood, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
There is no doubt about that. And right now, Bobby Yela's getting it done in the ring. He just hit him with a clothesline, couldn't take the champion down, comes off with a head of steam for a second time. This time, he caught him over. I know what's coming there. What a suplex right there. almost a pump handle suplex over the head release, and he just drove Bobby Yela down on the back of his shoulders and the back of his head, Bryson.
And I'll tell you, from experience tonight, that ring does not feel like a trampoline like some people think it does. That is basically steel that you're landing on. You do not want to be on the other end of that.
Referee Phil Canterbury indicated that was only a 2 count, but I thought he might have had him right there.
I mean, I certainly think that would make most men succumb to a 3 count, but Bobby Yela is showing incredible toughness right now.
Well, I understand that something that fans may not know about you. I understand that you are a second-generation professional wrestler.
That is right. My grandfather was a wrestler down in the Princeton, Monroe County area of West Virginia and the northern parts of Virginia. This runs in my blood, and I really think that's helped me become the man that I am today and the wrestler that I am.
You're making a believer quickly out of our fans here in APW. We're going to have to get you down on some of these NICW events down a little bit farther south very soon. I know that you're on a lot of events coming up in the month of July here with us with APW, but I know the NICW had a big hand in getting you in here, and they scouted you. They saw some of your previous matches, and they said, we're going to bring you in and give you an opportunity. And, boy, you sure took it by the you took it earlier tonight.
Yeah, I would be absolutely honored to come back. I love the fans here. I love the people here. And I just think that getting to wrestle in front of such amazing fans is what makes this worth it.
Yela ducked under that back elbow. Up and over with a sunset flip. He's got the champion down. No, Steele able to kick out.
Usually that sunset flip.
Oh, my God, did you see that? A super kick out of a man that size is almost unheard of.
I mean, agility like that from a guy that big, you don't really see it much anymore.
Eric Steele is if fans don't know, is a power lifter, and is deceptively strong. He's a large man, obviously, but deceptively strong, and again, a veteran, been in the wrestling sport for well over 20 years at this point. I met the first time I met him, I was actually wrestling on an event, and he was a fan, Bryson.
Really?
He did tell me just a while back that he has a poster that I signed for him when he was only 15 years old.
That is absolutely an amazing story that he's back here wrestling right here.
Well, my career is long over for sure. And look at that. Bobby Yela with a little bit of the razzle-dazzle there, threw a couple of lefts and went for that big right. Oh, my God, he just drilled him. He just drilled him right there. This could be it. We could be looking at a new champion. Bobby Yela's feeling it. Oh, my God, that's it. He just nailed him. He just took his head off. Right there. Fans, there is your winner. Your winner and still the NICW World Heavyweight Champion. For Joe Brody and Bryson Phipps, join us each and every week right here on Rumble for our Rumble exclusive matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and still the NICW World Heavyweight Champion, Eric Valerian Steele.
Hey, hold on. Oh, my God. T.J. Walker and Dixon Bad are out here, and they just took on. Brought a steel chair in and attacked Eric Steele, the world champion. Kevin Tyler came in to try to help his friend out. These guys said they were going to watch each other's back.
What a cowardly move by these two right now. 3 amazing professional wrestlers in the ring, and they come in from behind with weapons and all that.
Bobby Yela out here on the floor, and he's going to go back in and try to save Eric Steele. He no love lost right there, and the whole locker room is in here, and we're ending this thing up with we've got Smokey C, we've got Anthony Xavier standing tall, and the Appalachian Express out here. Bryson Phipps, man, what an absolute travesty right there after a successful title defense.
It's absolutely despicable, and if Jeff Paul hadn't dislocated my patella, then I would be in there with him.
Man, I tell you, you took some damage. But fans, I thought we were signing off, but things broke loose. This is Joe Brody coming to you from the Mountain State Sportatorium here on our Rumble exclusive. Check us out next week and get details on what's going on in APW.